Hello and welcome back to EPIC44 with Intel. I'm joined by Alice. Nice to have you. Welcome.
Nice to meet you, stream people.
How are you? How's it going? How's LAN experience?
It's a good LAN. It's quite a different LAN because it's different people playing.
Yeah,
so that's exciting.
It's true.
And it's my first time casting, so that's exciting too.
And you're casting a bit of ZVZ today. It's FIGARO
Yes.
versus Aicy. Now, are you going to admit that you're biased in this one? Or?
I'm a little bit biased. I'm Aicy's girlfriend, so I have a little bit of bias.
That's okay. I will be Yasha's girlfriend for the duration of the cast, and I will be counteracting the balance. Luckily, you can't complain too much about the state of the game because it's a mirror matchup.
Yeah.
So you can't be like, oh, so Ember, you know. I'm sure you've heard AC complain of Ember. So.
Yeah.
We're going to get into it for the start of this series on Whispers of Gold. Let's go. The players are spamming now.
Yeah, go.
So let's get this on the road. Awesome. We also have Indy in the lobby, so he's going to be spectating and commentating in Polish. And I don't speak Polish, but you speak a little bit of Polish.
Only a little bit, a little tiny bit.
Just
Polish people.
So yeah, that's really exciting. It's really cool to have a bit of international attention. Yeah. Thoughts on Whispers of Gold? Good map, bad map?
I don't know anything about Whispers of Gold.
Okay, do you want to do the player intro? You can introduce this player in the orange.
So this is Aicy. He's won LAN before and come pretty close to winning LAN. And he's very silly.
That's true. And this is FIGARO playing in the purple. Also, both of them playing for Team Starcraft Improved. Now, every time I say Team Starcraft Improved, I say, this name sucks. That's such a bad name for a team.
It is a bad name.
Okay,
Team
as long as you agree.
Improved.
As long as you agree.
I didn't know that was what it stood for. I heard TSI a lot, and I saw T-shirts with TSI on.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize until recently that you could change the floating picture.
Yeah,
I realized because Venny has a picture of himself from when he was 14, and everyone's like, why has he got a picture of a kid?
Some random kid up there.
Some random kid.
I have, that, you know, Pepe the Frog, the little cartoon, and he's going so he's doing the sad Pepe is up there. That's my one. Yeah, it's good. Actually, both players are playing 15-15. Now, listen, Zerg doesn't use real words for build orders. We just shout numbers at each other.
I've heard a lot of numbers.
Okay, but do you know what 15-15 means?
I don't know what that means.
Okay, I will explain. 15-15, all the numbers are like the supply value when you make stuff. 15-15 means that you make an extractor like this, but then you cancel it to get one extra supply, and then you make a hatch first, so it's slightly faster than the standard hatchery timing, which is 16 hatch. And then you make pool at 15 supply. So we just shout numbers, 15-15.
So numbers is the supply numbers.
Yeah. Whereas Protoss players are like, oh, I'm going to play Glaives or something, and then they know what that means. Whereas we just say 14, 13, 12, and that's a thing. Just make up numbers and shout numbers at each other.
I love the little wormy ones.
This one?
That one, yeah. I love those.
They're kind of creepy though.
They're cute in their own little way.
And they're indestructible. Because they have the highest armor in the game or something.
Oh really?
Yeah, they take ages to
That's I love that the highest armor is the little tiny little things.
It's the way it should be. So it's actually a really even start. They're both playing the same thing basically.
Making similar things. I'll have a lot of questions about what units do because I always watch it and there's lots of very similar looking little wormy creatures.
We're hoping the colours are going to work on this one.
The
so it's
colours
orange
are
and
very
purple.
good. Orange and purple, I can see who's who very, very well.
So yeah, it's very much a mirror match. There's some links coming across for Fig, but these are scouting links. They're just having a look around. AC made a few more links. He actually made 6, which is slightly more aggressive.
I think I heard him saying that he was going to do this.
Yeah, I mean he's kind of.
He was going to be aggressive with his links.
His first links.
Yeah.
Because it's a mirror, he doesn't actually manage to get anything done with them. And he loses one there really quickly, and FIGARO was already kind of really ready for it. He might be able to get a drone here actually, which would be nice. No, okay. But that's okay. He has slightly more map control. Actually, now we're starting to see them split. So Aicy's making quite a few lings and a really fast roach warren. So this means he made his ling speed, but then stayed in the gas, and you can see he started to cut workers so that he could get more units, more aggressive units. Whereas Figaro actually also stayed in gas, but now he's instead going for a lair, and then I think he'll probably add maybe 3 gas. So 3 gas just means that it telegraphs what you're playing a bit, because it means that he doesn't have enough gas for some of the other options.
Right.
And the main option in ZVZ is muters. So 4 gas means muters. There we go, he's going for 4. So this might be muters, I think.
And what do the muters do?
They're the flying, really annoying, Flappy Bird
Oh, do they have a long...
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the
I know
fellas.
the ones.
There's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
ones,
yeah.
there's the ones. But actually, Fig's the one going aggressive on this one. He's going to be in a bit of trouble because he's kind of being aggressive into someone who's trying to be aggressive back. So Tommy's going to start moving across the map now.
Oh, yeah. I love the way they move. They're hopping. They're so cute.
And every so often they do a little, because they have wings, they do a little fly. So Fig is very much in a bit of trouble here. He's going to start spamming spine crawlers. So these are cannons for Zerg.
Right.
So he's spamming these out so that he can defend the push from Tommy, because he's hopefully going to be getting his muters out, which is quite late in the tech.
Right.
So he needs to survive while Tommy's trying to kill him. It's basically what's about to happen. He has done a good job of buying a lot of time, and it took these slow roaches quite a long time to get across the map.
Ooh.
So these should be done. I think Aicy's in a spot of trouble here. Not sure how much damage he's going to be able to get done. He really does want to fight into this because these are very, very strong against his units. Figaro has a good number of units out as well. Good queen count at the front, a lot of lings, and then Spire coming down behind it. So Spire is the building that lets him unlock the muters. So that's what he's going to want to do.
Right.
Aicy needs to make Ravagers, so he's morphing some of the roaches into Ravs because they outrange the spines. But because he hasn't got much gas, it's going to take him ages to clear these out. Figaro can probably move it. So now we're basically playing dodgeball, where Aicy shoots, and then Figaro just moves it somewhere else, and then Aicy walks back in and shoots again.
It feels like Zerg has a lot of little funny micro battles like that.
Yeah, and with the Ravagers, it is with Overlords as well, because you have to dodge the bios with the Overlord. Oh, that's bad, and Aicy getting the Ravagers surrounded. It's really rough. They're so expensive and also so squishy. Aicy's bio actually killed quite a few of his own units as well. Behind this, it's very rough because Figaro's just teching to his Mutalisks, so he's not really spending his money, so that he has loads of money to dump into.
Yeah, he's got loads saved up.
Yeah, so we should see 7 or 8 Muters straight off the bat. He can make another one. He's just making me look bad. And he's actually also running the lings around. There you go, 7. He's actually running the lings around. Aicy gets back here just in time, but yeah, I think that's gonna hold that. But it means that Aicy's lost all of his map control. He's actually being a bit lazy, Aicy, no offense, just saying. Because all of his overlords are now in a lot of trouble from the muters, so he needs to start bringing these home.
Right.
And when you see someone do this, it's 99% of the time it's going to be muters behind. So the first muters are now out.
Oh yeah, they've got little bat wings.
I quite like them. They're probably my favourite
They are
unit.
very bat wingy. Oh.
And they do their little flap and glide.
Yeah, they look good in the purple.
Yeah, that's true
Oh,
actually.
here they come.
He's going to go straight for the only anti-air that Aicy has, which is the Queens. Aicy's really trying to get his spores up behind. These are the anti-air, the only anti-air he's going to have. But this gets focused down and taken out without even losing a muter. I think this is the end.
Oh.
There we have it.
1.
Game 1. Whispers of Gold is over. Done.
That was quick.
It's always quick. That's ZVZ. That's why no one wanted to cast it. No, I'm joking.
Everyone wanted to cast it.
Everyone wanted to cast it.
Everyone wanted to cast it. I killed 6 people so I could cast this game.
Okay, I'm going to start setting the next game up on King's Cove. Thoughts on King's Cove?
King's Cove.
I quite like it. It's kind of beachy. It's nice.
There's a few maps that really stand out to me. But I don't know. I recognise them more from looking at them, from the names.
Yeah, that's always the way that I am as well.
Yeah,
and every time
yeah.
I have to look at the thing.
Oh, it does look like a beach.
Yeah, it's cool. We'll have a
That is
look.
cool. I don't think I've
and then
seen
I'm like,
someone
oh,
play with
it's the
this
beach
one
one.
so far.
Because I don't actually remember the name. I'm just like,
no, I don't
it's
remember.
the beach
And
one.
there's some they're really different. That surprises me how different they are.
Oh,
they do
I
different
warned you before
colours.
this. They would change colours. I knew they'd do it. And they did change it. I'm just getting everyone on the same
I told you it would be yellow. If after orange it would be yellow.
Well, orange is now cursed, so he didn't win with orange, so it's time to switch. It's time for the yellow Zerg.
Aicy loves yellow.
Yeah.
He loves yellow. That doesn't surprise me. If he
Okay.
picked blue, I'd be like, that.
What have you done to Aicy?
I'd be like, that's not Aicy.
Yeah.
Someone's taken over.
That's Aicy in his like emo era, blue and black Aicy. That's scary.
That's scary.
Do you think he ever was like emo, like into like My Chemical Romance and stuff?
No.
No?
No.
I think we could dig up some pictures of young Aicy.
I've seen pictures of young Aicy. There was no emo, but someone could do an emo edit.
Okay, we'll get AI on it. We'll get Grok to make us an Aicy emo edit. Spawning in the top left, this is also 15-15. There you go. There's the cancel 15 supply. We're going for it. Playing in the purple, up 1-0 in this best of 5 so far is FIGARO. And then you can do the same but for Tommy.
And then
You
here,
say whatever you like.
down 1-0, but always fighting and always got something under his belt. It's Aicy.
That's true.
That
So last
is
game,
true.
yeah.
Because I think he's very unpredictable.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
and I think he's kind of like, he can just suddenly have a really, really good game, like way beyond. And he says he does better at tournaments because I think he's very good at like knowing who his opponents are and preparing something
Yeah,
for
and thinking
them.
like, okay, I think this will work. I think this will
Yeah.
catch them out. Yeah, I think you're right on that one. Ladder is interesting because eventually you do get to know people and like you recognize the name and you're like, okay, this guy cannon rushed me last time we played it. Like you start to know what they're likely to do. But for sure in a tournament and especially over like the course of a series, you start to think like, okay, so last game he did this, which means next game he might do it again, he might do something different. Like in this case, I think Aicy's probably expecting FIGARO to do the same thing because it's like, if it worked, I'm not going to change. It's going to keep working. Like when it stops working, I'll change.
Yeah.
In the best of 5, so these are all best of 5s now, you have like more chances because you can lose more games before you're out of the series.
You can lose a game and it's not the end.
Yeah, exactly.
I
So
think that if he goes with what I heard he was planning he was going to do this morning, then I think Aicy's going to send out some lings again
yeah.
to try and distract from something else that he's doing.
Okay, we'll keep an eye out. This is a bit weird. I thought he might just not know the map very well because the base he's meant to be taking is this one.
Oh.
But he's actually sneakily taken this one and then transferred some drones down here. I think what he's done is this overlord from FIGARO is going to come in and see no base.
Yeah.
And now he's like, I'm getting rushed, right? Because if your opponent didn't invest in his eco, he's like, okay, what is he up to then? And because he put the drones, he tried to transfer them, because he transferred them early, the overlord isn't going to see. So he thinks this is Aicy's natural, and then these lings are like aggro lings.
Yeah.
But it's actually, that's his third base, so he's like way further economically than FIGARO thinks he is. It's smart, it's smart.
I said I think he was going to send some links, and I think he's trying to sort of distract with those.
Yeah.
And give a wrong impression of what he's doing.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. So FIGARO making a spine, so it's like a cannon basically, but making one really early is really bad for you because they're really expensive. And in this case, he's spending a lot of money on making defenses that he actually doesn't need because Aicy's actually not playing aggro at all.
No.
He's droning really hard behind this, and this is his third. So Fig is going to sneak some lings out for a scout. That's unfortunate because if Aicy was like poking with these lings, he could maybe stop it. But
yeah, no. They get across the map so fast. They're in the base, aren't they? So they've seen it now.
Yeah. So yeah, he's seen it over here. Yeah, good spot. Aicy actually has to make his own defenses because FIGARO made like defensive units. But
he can still use
he can just use them now that he knows that Aicy actually doesn't have that much. Aicy, I think, managed to get quite a few drones, in fact, going 3 drone kills across. And his speed is done, and Figs is not done yet. But these, they're slow Zerglings, but they're still quite scary. Aicy needs to get a bit of the micro going here. Looks like he might be okay. As long as the Spine Crawler gets up, he's all right. Yeah, and like the slow Zerglings are actually much weaker than you'd think. Like, it's only the move speed that changes.
Yeah.
But because of their melee and they like
their
to run around so fast. No, but it changes the dynamics of the fight so much because you need to be like they reposition and start attacking more quickly. So the DPS actually does change. Fig going aggressive here, morphing a lot of Banelings on the front. Aicy has a Banelist of his own, but needs to be really careful because his Banes are slightly slower. Now it becomes like a really micro battle and it gets really hard. This is a lot of Banelings here.
Oh, the exploding ones.
The exploding
I
ones.
love those.
But decent out of Aicy so far. If you can get another Baneling here, that's really good.
Ooh.
So a decent trade so far. Aicy obviously has a drone lead, so needs to be careful basically just to not lose his drones. With the Spine here, he's in a decent spot. Ooh, that would have been a good Bane hit. these, I don't know if you've played these kind of battles before, but they're intense and it's rough. There's going to be a lot of actions going. Losing the queen here would be really bad from Aicy, but it doesn't even keep it alive. Nice hold from Aicy so far, and I'm really liking his spot in this game. It's a lot of banelings though, and you know, they do so much damage over such a big area. It can all change really, really quickly. Let's see how Aicy handles it. So long as he can kill this. Aicy, please. That's okay. They only damage the...
I think that it was just lucky that some of them were further away.
Yeah. So like these are weak, and FIGARO will probably come back for them, but so far a pretty good hold from Aicy. You know, he's up quite a few workers here. I think if you put another spine crawler here, another cannon here, he might be in a really good spot, but we'll see. FIGARO's going to keep coming with the aggression. He's just so all in. He hasn't got any other options here. Yeah. But so far, this is really good.
It's like Aicy wants to defend this, and if he can defend it, he's won.
Yeah, and there we have it.
I'm not biased.
Not even a little bit. Well, it's not going to be a wipe. That's really good.
Yeah.
There's nothing I want more than nothing I want less than like 3-0 is over. You know?
It's so much better when it's like you feel
it's
like
close.
suspense
it's
and
close.
tension.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, I thought actually could take a game. I thought that was possible. I don't know if he can take the series, but it's a good start, you know.
Yeah, a lot to play for.
So let's get players set up again.
It's good watching it and knowing what's going on. Usually I'm just sat behind Aicy watching it, and I try my best to understand, but sometimes I can't easily tell who's winning and who's not. And to be fair, actually, when you can see both sides, it's quite different.
It's way easier.
When I can only see one side, it's really hard to tell.
It's always funny because people that can see both sides like this in chat will be saying like,
oh,
that was obvious, that was easy,
yeah.
And you're like, why didn't he do this? It's like, because he can't see everything, obviously. Like, you can see way more. And it's even like little things, because there are things you actually have to be looking at to see.
Yeah.
So while they technically saw it, did they actually see it and like realize it and recognize what was happening?
Yeah, something might have dashed past and technically it was in your vision, but you were looking somewhere else at that moment.
Yeah, exactly right.
With a building, yeah, that's fine. But if it's a unit, you just blink and miss it.
Exactly right, yeah. So then it's like, oh, why didn't he do this? He saw that. And it's like, did he, or was he looking somewhere else for that split second? And yeah, it's very tricky. So spawning in the top right, losing the last game, but still all to play for. Playing in the purple is FIGARO with a 12 pool.
And then playing in the yellow, lucky yellow, is Aicy, 1-0. Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. This one is interesting. So FIGARO played quite eco-heavy, like where he's expanding first and making loads of drones in the past 2 games. He didn't end up playing much eco in the game before this, but only because he felt his early game was so bad. He was like, okay, I just have to play really aggro here, which isn't kind of where he wanted to play, so it wasn't what he prepared for with his opener, so you know, it wasn't going that well. But in this case, it's a 12 pool. Again, I'm shouting numbers because that's all we do. 12 means that this is the fastest spawning pool you can make.
Right.
So these are the fastest zerglings you can make in the game. That sounds really aggressive.
So I was going to say, is that very aggressive?
It's actually not super aggressive when you're going to like expand behind it and play it out in like, it's basically more of a macro opener with some really early lings to pressure.
Okay.
In general, you often end this spot quite even, and then the 12 pool is kind of helping you to not die against like other early aggressive builds that are more aggressive.
So it's almost defensive then?
Yeah. It's not. It seems like it would be super aggressive, but it kind of shakes out to be kind of middle ground, because like you're only having slow zerglings for quite a long time and that sort of thing, whereas other builds go for really fast speed zerglings, and then like because you're mining gas and you have so few workers, it's really aggro. But in any case, Aicy finally going to see the lings. I think he only spotted these quite late. In this case, he needs to pull some workers and basically start dancing with the workers. So there they are. And as long as he doesn't take too bad a fight and lose too many workers, he's in a good spot. So like he's up 5 at the moment. He wants to lose like probably no more than 3. But as long as he doesn't lose the hatchery, he's okay.
I was going to say he doesn't want to lose the...
I think he could have attacked there and got on a good surround. He's basically at this point waiting for his zerglings and his queen to come out. He's going to go down 2 workers, but obviously keeping the hatch alive. And this is kind of what I mean. It's like all said and done, it's about
16,
equal.
17.
Like they both have same amount of workers. They both have a hatchery and a queen. So like, you know, there you go.
There you go. It wasn't so aggressive after all.
Yeah. In this spot, it now like moves into the like, I don't know, the late early game or like the mid game in a kind of different tone, because Aicy's going to have faster link speed because Figaro hasn't mined any gas.
Yeah,
So
I saw he's got 0 gas.
yeah, so he's going to be on like slow zerglings, and he can have them in the map for a little while, but he can't keep them here forever. He's actually going to try and sneak in. I think he's trying to check the drone count and like see kind of what Aicy's up to.
Yeah.
If there were no workers here, like very few workers here, I don't know why he's sending even more in. Don't know what that's about. It might mean that Aicy is actually trying to like attack him back, and you know, you can sometimes fake the hatch timing so that you're also playing aggressive, but the 12 pool player doesn't even know it. So it all gets very tricky and mind gamey. But
What do you think Aicy might be going for?
well, he actually hasn't droned that hard. He's making a lot of links now with a Bane Nest in the back. This is an Evo chamber, which is for upgrades, which like you would think. It kind of means he's trying to say like, oh, I'm going to play a long game because I'm going to make upgrades.
So it's like a statement.
Yeah, but and like putting it at the front because he knows Figaro will see it.
Yeah.
And Figaro keeps diving deep with the lings to try and like see the drone count. And I think Aicy's done a good job of kind of faking it because he actually hasn't made many drones. So he's actually down like a lot now.
Oh, yeah.
Figaro actually, I think, kind of knows that that isn't enough drones. It's only 14, and he maybe should have like 16 and gas and that sort of thing. So Aicy going to come across, and in this game he's going really aggro. He has a Bane Nest already done. There's not a huge amount of DPS here, but I think when these roaches are out, I think Fig can hold this. He's going to cut like re-wall and try and hold the front. Yeah. And as long as he can survive long enough, I think he's going to be okay in this spot. I think he just kind of smelled it a little bit too soon for Aicy. Aicy going to try and get the banelings through, and he can blow these up as well. Not quite. And the roaches here are like really good because they just sit behind the wall and kill everything. I think Aicy is going to manage to bust through.
Yeah, he's going to...
Really nice surround there on these units. Pulling the workers into the baneling is rough. Let's see if Aicy can get a good hit going.
Or if his little explodey one can get in the right place. Ooh.
Yeah. And also, the other kind of thing with this is Aicy, now that the wall is open, is going to keep sending units across. And Figaro spent a lot on the re-wall, so like he lost workers and money like putting these buildings up. He is going to get another wall going. I think he's actually going to stabilize with these roaches out, and he's stabilizing on like a really healthy worker count. Because Aicy hasn't like macro behind it, he's just making more and more lings.
Yeah.
This would kill a lot of people. It would kill me probably. But Figaro, you know, knows what to look for, and he's been in this spot so many times. He's like checking, seeing what Aicy's up to. Yeah. Now it's going to be tough. Aicy just, you know, doesn't have the baneling numbers that he had before. Not even that many lings even. I think he might go for the roach warren maybe. Not the best hits. The roaches really tank banelings so well,
yeah,
and
so it's
you know,
part of the wall.
Yeah, it's only got like 2 lings can hit it at a time, and there's so many queens and stuff behind it. I think Aicy's about to leave this one. Yeah, there we go. Not bad. His 12 pool hold was okay, and like when the game goes that way, he knows that it's really really equal, really even, and he doesn't want to play like a long game from an even position.
Yeah.
So like the game he won, where he played the early game in a really smart way, he had a really big advantage despite not doing much. And from there you can play it out with the advantage. But I think he knows that in like a standard normal macro game where we're both on even workers, Figaro has the advantage there. So he doesn't want to play those. He's gonna play really aggro and try and finish it instead. Yeah.
I guess it just Figaro probably wasn't 100% convinced about like Aicy's sort of trickery around it.
Yeah.
But he probably expects something like that.
Okay, cool.
What colour? Oh, blue?
Nah,
no.
Yellow. Staying on lucky yellow.
Yellow. So potentially last match.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, that'd be it. But 3-1 for Aicy, you know, he's a little bit washed. He hasn't played much lately. So I don't know. I think you feel okay with that. What do you think? Do you think he'll be like chuffed with 3-1?
I think he would be happy with the game he won.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, it could be 2-2.
Could be 2-2. There's still everything to play for. If it gets to 2-2, it's now a best of 1, right? You just need to win 1 map, and that's the whole series decided. That gets really scary for everyone, actually. So, in this game, Figaro up 2-1 so far in this best of 5, playing in the purple, as always, in the top right of Amygdala.
Ah, Amygdala, I remember that one.
It's a
And then
part of
bottom
the brain. I
left,
think.
yeah, we've got Aicy in the yellow.
Still in the yellow. The yellow worked once, so
Yeah.
I think we stick with it. It's
Believe in
playing
yellow.
15-15 again. They're both back to the normal opener.
Oh, where's this little guy? Whee!
What do you think of Zerg in general?
I like Zerg.
I like Zerg.
Especially, I think this time around I've really grown to see what I like about Zerg. I don't know, because I think I'm growing to appreciate the cuteness of the Zerg units.
I actually think they're pretty cute.
They're pretty cute,
Like,
aren't they? And I think that's just fun.
Nibbling
yeah,
at
it's so cute. And I like, I've been playing a lot of Little War Game, which is the game which Aicy is the owner and one of the developers of.
Yeah.
And it's a browser RTS, but kind of similar to Starcraft 2. And it's got 3 different sort of races.
Yeah, yeah.
And I always play the one that's more similar to Zerg, it's Beast.
Yeah.
And it's just because I like the sort of animal unit vibe, but it's also, I guess it's more difficult. It requires more sort of macro or micro.
Micro,
even,
yeah. Because it's lots of little units that you're trying to.
Yeah,
like,
or they
use
have
effectively.
specific attacks and you have to control them quite well. But they're the ones that I enjoy playing the most.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I like Zergs. Just I don't know the aesthetic of it.
I like the aesthetic.
Cute little creatures.
Objectively, it's quite grim, like quite gross. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I felt like that a little bit. Maybe when I first watched it, I was a little bit. That is sort of weird looking, but I appreciate the cuteness of them.
Yeah, and I've always, I don't know, I just found them cool. Protoss, kind of mid. They're just like space elves kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then
Terran's quite cool.
Terran with like the mechanical.
Yeah, the
like,
buildings, the vibes of it. That's quite cool.
Yeah. Yep. So this one we haven't been talking about the game. There's not much to talk about. It's the same as game 1, where they both played like a macro opening. Aicy making a few more lings than FIGARO. Fig does manage to sneak his ling all the long way around, so he's going to get a really nice scout off. Aicy, I think, is going to run in again with his first 6 lings, and the queens are here, so I don't know that they'll get much. He's going to dive straight onto the drones again, so maybe he gets one here.
Oh, he's going to get one. Oh,
yeah,
he
really
got one.
nice. So last game, he like ran in and just lost a ling for free straight at the start.
But it's worth getting
not
a
a good
worker,
start.
really, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. He's behind because when you make 6 lings, that's equal to 3 workers. So like, if you kill, so like if you kill a couple workers, it balances back out again.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously Fig only made the 1 ling and ran it all the way around. I'm sure one of these queens has a kill, probably this one. So like he lost like half a worker basically. Instead of like AC playing a bit more aggro. So AC needs to get more damage done. I don't know. There's arguments, right? Because it's like it's more safe to play this way as well. But what can you do? Anyway, Fig is walling at the front and he's being really obvious. There's a Roach Warren up here. Evo Chamber, which you kind of said before, is like saying, I'm going to make upgrades, so we're going to play a long game. And I think he is, he's being serious. So there's like 3 gases on the way, lair on the way. So
he wants to play a long game.
Yeah, upgrade is coming, this upgrades the Roaches, so that will make sense. AC actually, seeing all of this, is I think going to play basically the same. But instead, I think he'll probably go for like faster +1 ranged, but he's getting a 3rd. And you can kind of do this because you know what your opponent is up to, because he's like shown all of his cards. So like, okay, if I get a 3rd base and like a few more workers, because we're playing the same race, we're like really even in that spot. So like you can play slightly more greedy just by knowing more about your opponent.
Okay.
So that's what's kind of going on here. FIGARO is going to like drone a bit harder and going to start making the Roaches a bit early. AC's kept his lings alive all game, and I think, Fig skipped ling speed. I think AC could have got in there and got a bit of a scout. But there's not much to see, so I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Fig's got some Roaches, and he's starting to send them across. I don't know that I like this, because like single Roaches aren't very strong, because they just get surrounded and then killed off.
Yeah, so it's better to group them together, I would have thought.
Yeah, AC even harassing a queen. It's not very friendly, is it? So he's finally going to lose those lings.
Yeah.
A little bit unlucky. I think he could have got that.
Yeah, that was so close.
But Fig now coming across with the Roaches. AC is going to like respond by making Roaches of his own. For a little while, he's in a bit of trouble because his Roach speed, which again just changes the move speed of the Roaches, is a little bit. It's on its way, but quite a lot later, and he's +1. So like for a little while, he has to play at a kind of a Roach disadvantage. But Fig actually going to go home. He's getting a spire behind this, so again we can see the mutas. I like this play a lot actually, because they're really tricky to play against, and he's quite safe with the advantages that he's got from the opening, so he can kind of afford to invest in the mutas and kind of surprise Aicy a little bit. But
What
we'll
units do you think would be good for Aicy to make to play against the mutas?
Good question. He doesn't know that it's mutas coming, and that's really tricky. It's a good idea to start at this time of the game to think like, what are you up to? Because it could be like burrowed roaches, and that's really tricky to play against too. And you need to start preparing for that. Or it could be like mutas, or there's a few options. And like being really diligent and scouting a lot really helps you to like decide what's coming later, like what to do, what's coming later in the game. As far as unit choices go, more queens is always good. Probably hydras is the way to play against it.
Which ones are the hydras? Are they the ones that
they're
are
like
little
slithery, and they like spit little spines at people.
Oh, are they the ones that like go like that?
I think so.
Like a long thing that
Yeah,
attacks
yeah.
things that come near.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. We'll see. Maybe he
We'll
makes
see.
some. And that, those are like the best anti-air. The other option is to play like Muta versus Muta.
Oh, here they come.
But when you're starting to play Muta versus Muta, when you have lower Mutas, it like snowballs and you're just like kind of always behind. So he now knows that the Mutas are out. He needs to start Spore Crawlers really quickly. And Hydra Den is on the way, so yeah. The idea with the Hydra Den, his spores are actually quite late, but that's fine. I'm not criticizing. That's fine. Do what you like, AC. The idea with the Hydras is that you end up with an army that you can like you can attack in and like force him to fight, and then in that case, FIGARO has to pull the mutas in to fight, and then they're not good in a straight up fight in that spot. At the moment, they're gonna circle in. Getting Ravagers is really good because they're so expensive, but AC does manage to pull them away. Losing the Overlords is a bit rough, so like
it's supply.
quite a few Overlords going down. He's gonna get supply blocks quite big.
Oh no.
And these ones are gonna go down as well.
Oh no.
This is what I mean, where like you just need to be a bit more careful and like bring them home early. But I think the mutas really took him by surprise, and it's really hard. Then there's like so much to do to try to not lose to them. So I think he's kind of okay. The spores are out. Fig's gonna be annoying and like pick off and get little bits of value where he can with the floating the mutas around.
He's got not supply blocked anymore.
Just barely, yeah.
Just about.
So the first mutas are on the way. The idea with this, I think he's going to go probably 2-1 and like, go for a big push, big attack. Hope that he just has enough units that Fig kind of is forced to pull the mutas into fight, and then you end up taking a good fight and hopefully ending off the back of it. Fig, on the other hand, like really wants the game to be quite slow, and he wants to like circle around with the mutas, be annoying as possible for as long as possible, and that lets him build up behind it.
You said that FIGARO is good with a long game.
Yeah, kind of in this spot. As long as he doesn't get like killed right now.
Yeah.
He's in a bit of a better spot, but we'll see. You should start to see the first Hydras popping. So these are the Hydras. Here we go.
Oh.
Do you know these ones?
I don't remember those ones actually.
There you
Maybe.
go.
I think I recognize units when they're attacking.
Yeah.
Best.
So there you go. There's one dying. They're in a weird spot because they're light, and then mutas do bonus. That's not true actually. But
You
they're
just lied to me.
I made this mistake before as well. It's really embarrassing. But mutas are quite strong against them, so like they still can take a fight until you get
here
enough
they
out.
come.
So this is why like AC has to wait to get enough out. Losing the space would be unfortunate.
Oh.
Yeah, it's worth it for Fig to even lose a couple of mutas to get that down. And the Hydras are so slow. They've got an upgrade now, but they're still like really slow and not great. Actually, Fig is going to dive on these. So Fig actually getting to the max out before, and then in a straight up fight, the Hydras aren't that good. So we'll see. There's way more Ravagers here for FIGARO, and he's getting really good bios, good dodgeball playing out so far. Let's see. Fig, I think, has just had like a slight macro lead for longer. He's up another base now, so he can like make more units because he has more lava. And that's going to be really rough for AC. Is kind of pushed all in, so he's going to kind of start to head across the map. Fig's going to try and be annoying and like keep the mutas hanging around and get value where he can, but in general this is rough. For a little while, AC has the upgrade advantage, but after this, now they're even on attack upgrades. And this kind of nullifies the other upgrade that AC has. I think this one's a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
Let's see.
suppose it depends on fights as well, if you can get...
Yeah. Fig's always really good at like taking a good fight, forcing it into a choke and that sort of thing. He now has defensive advantage, so let's see. Actually, dodging the bios really well from Aicy. The Hydras are kind of working. There's only Ravagers here now. I think with the roach reinforcements, it's going to be a little bit tricky. But the supplies are starting to flip into Aicy's favour, and Fig is going to lose a base in return. Aicy might be doing it. He's cooking. Let's see.
Come on, Aicy.
Let's go, Aicy.
I'm not biased.
This base is really tricky, and Fig...
It's walled off.
Yeah, but it's from the back, so Aicy can actually harass this and like kill these workers annoyingly from the other side. So like, he has this base coming, he actually can't use it.
The base?
Yeah. It's really tricky for Fig to hold this one, so we're actually evening out really well. Fig is starting to set run-bys up and send these roaches across. Aicy already has a spine here, so he should be okay just about, I think. Let's see. Fig would love to dive on this and like get into the choke while Aicy's stuff is all on the ramp. He needs to be really careful here. Good bios to start things off from FIGARO. Really nice bios, in fact. But Aicy has quite a lot here still. The Hydras have a lot of DPS, and there's a lot of Ravagers here for FIGARO. I think Aicy's doing it, you know. All of these units are so squishy, and as soon as the front line dies, they just absolutely melt to these Hydras. Would love to see more units here for Aicy, but it's starting to look good. Workers pulled off the line so far. This is bad for FIGARO, but it might let him win the fight by by sacking these workers to tank. Let's see. I think that might have just about done it. Aicy needs to be really careful as well. There's a few roaches back here that also got worker kills, which like kind of let FIGARO make that play.
Yeah. Oh, the worker count though. Aicy's.
Yeah, he should be quite far ahead now. But Aicy, I think, doesn't really want to play this out any longer than he can. Then he has to. Let's see. Really rough fights here with this really high Ravager count. So like every time you walk through a really small choke, the opponent just has like so much more surface area. Aicy's going to make some Ravs of his own. I actually don't love that here. But let's see. FIGARO knows that all of his units are morphing, so he's going to dive early. I think he just has slightly too much here with defender's advantage. His reinforcements arrive so early. Really nice bios out of Aicy, but once again, like his roach count kind of got too low, and now his Hydra's going to die. FIGARO jumps on top. A close one. I think Aicy could have won this one, but that is going to be the end of the game and of the series. 3-1. Closer than I thought.
That was a good game.
It was a really good game and a good series.
Yeah. So 3-1 in the end.
Yeah, 3-1.
No, it was a good series.
I enjoyed that. That was really fun. A lot of people, listen, a lot of people don't like Zerg vs Zerg. But we're not those people. We're here for it. I think this is the only Zerg vs Zerg of the tournament.
Is it?
I think
really?
So. Well, at least in the brackets.
Yeah, that's unusual because it's usually very Zerg heavy, but I suppose there's quite
like Josh isn't playing.
Yeah, Josh isn't playing.
The Zerg players aren't here. So we're back now to our regularly scheduled Protoss matches. They're coming up. I actually don't know what's happened on the other side of the bracket. So we've got to wait and see what matches are coming up. I know that Raza beat Optimistic. They just had that game here. And then Aicy FIGARO, I think, is on the other side. So we need to figure out, who's going to face those. So it'll be FIGARO versus somebody, and it'll be on the Be Right Back screen. And then it'll be Raza versus somebody else. But really close game so far today. It's been really exciting. Cool.
Exciting times.
Thank you, Alice, for joining me on your Epic LAN debut.
Yeah, my debut. Thanks for inviting me.
Yes. Pleasure to have you. And stick around. We're going to be throwing to a quick ad break and Be Right Back screen, and then we'll get some more epic matches for you here.